All right, man. It's David Benavidez, or Team David Benavidez underrating um, Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? And Jose is saying that Benavidez is a smaller guy. Also, they compared him to Caleb Plant, saying he is like Caleb Plant. And I think the assessment is all wrong, especially when you talk about. I think David was the one that said he's similar to Caleb Plant, and I don't see that. I don't know, man. You got to remember, a lot of these dudes took the Mayweather blueprint as far as, I don't watch film and everything is about the money and woo 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 woo. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them dudes took that blueprint. Well, I watch the film, and then when they get into the fight, they ill perform. Oh, we make adjustments as we go. Remember Bonzi kept saying that we make the adjustments as we go. And then they got in there with Kirkachan, and they didn't have no adjustments to make. You know what I'm saying? Then it was no adjustments to be made. So I don't be listening to what these people be saying no more. That's one thing. When you get older, one thing you learn about human nature, you learn to listen and comprehend everything somebody's saying. And then that's what I love to do when I'm dating women, dude. I listen to what they saying, right? So then when they keep running their mouth and something don't add up, or when they tell you something and you hear it, then okay, this what she about. Or you ask certain questions and she give you that pause, or she can't answer them, or whatever situation may be, you pick up on that. Same thing with dealing with human nature. When niggas is flawed, we already know when people is flawed, and people ain't real. Y'all just be ignoring the signs. You already know when you ain't supposed to be with a particular person. We know that. How do we know? Because your intuition be telling you. Your first mind is your intuition. That's your sixth sense telling you, hey dog, this ain't right. Get up out of here. Dude shady. Old girl is shady. You know what I'm saying? That be your intuition telling you that, bro. But them turn around saying, "Oh, he reminds me, he's a small little guy, or he's just like Caleb Plant." Uh, I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. And that's my opinion on stuff. But Andrade is probably not in natural girth. You know what I'm saying? But Andrade is just as strong, is just as big as he is, height wise and reach wise. I believe he's just as big as David Benavidez is. Let me double check. He's just as tall and range as Benavidez. And I think he's gonna be surprised at how big Andrade is, and he's more coordinated and more athletic than Benavidez. I think he should be. He the bigger guy coming. I mean, he's a smaller guy coming up. No, they got a 1 inch difference in reach. On Benavidez, their numbers don't be right, but Benavidez got a 1 inch in reach, but he don't use it. He don't use it. But when they get to talking about, well, he's just like Caleb Plant. I'm like, no, they don't fight alike. Andrade like to press the action in the beginning, then he'd go and box. Andrade thing is he want to establish that he can punch, right? He can hurt you. You gotta respect him. And then he go to the boxing and doing his thing. But Andrade got them size 20 feet. So Andrade really more of a plotter than a mover. That's how I know these dudes don't know shit about boxing, or I know these dudes don't watch film. They just going with a narrative. That's how you know. He said, I'm not going to tell you something. I already know what we're working on, and we're going to wait until fight night. But I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, I think he's never made the adjustments from amateur to professional, said Jose Benavidez Sr. to Mill City Boxing about Demetrius Andrade. He said he has good footwork. He lunges in with big hooks and just throws punches from every angle, or he's awkward. Said Benavidez. So we have to have a good game plan. I've been studying what he does, and everybody has a game plan until they get hit. I'm so tired of people, wearing that saying out. Let's let that shit die. Let that shit die. So we're working on a plan. He's working on the game plan also. Now we're going to see who's more successful. He can say whatever the hell he wants to say. Benavidez Senior said about Demetrius Andrade. He's an undefeated fighter. He's a good fighter. I can say whatever the hell I want to say until the day of the fight. If David comes 100% ready, this guy's going to sleep. I tell you that, said Jose Senior. He said Andrade's going to sleep. He said he's going to go to sleep. David is too strong, man. David is a natural 68. To me, he's a little guy coming up to 68. Benavidez said about Andrade. He's fully developed. He's a grown man, so he's 35 years old. I don't agree with that. He's just saying he's a smaller guy coming up. He's just saying that. He's just saying that because he's coming up. But we've seen other small guys coming up, like Teofimo Lopez, versus what's the kid's name versus Josh Taylor, and Josh Taylor stayed, quote unquote, stayed on the weight too long, at the weight too long. And what did Teofimo Lopez do? He took advantage. He took advantage. He took advantage. So, when they going around here saying, what I'm saying, oh, we're the naturally bigger guys and this, that, and the third. Okay. But then again, y'all also been killing yourself to make the weight. Y'all also been killing yourself to make the weight. So, like I said before, I think Andrade is going to shock them on how strong and big he is. And I could be wrong. But I think Andrade is going to shock them with his size, his power, his athletic ability. I think it's going to be somewhat of a shock. And that's just my opinion on things. Not saying that they won't win still, but I just think they're a little bit arrogant going into this fight. And what they're going to find out as they move up in weight and as they continue, their journey in boxing is that you can't walk through everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't walk through everybody in this game. And I think they're going to find that quick, fast, in a hurry. You can't walk through everybody. And I think they're going to find that shit out. Now as far as him saying he still has an amateur style and all that stuff, cool. But I think you might see a little bit something for Demetrius Andrade. That's what I think. I think you might see a little bit something different. He says he's a great fighter, man. He says we got to prove ourselves. We have to prove ourselves. We have to make sure that we look spectacular, beat him in fashion, and in a fashion way in order to prove ourselves. So I think we're going to be exciting. We never fought a fighter like him, so it's going to be interesting. Also, to put our game plan to put our game plan to work. I don't know if that was a mistake. He hasn't fought a fighter like David, so we're in the same boat. Man, dude didn't fought Eric. That dude didn't seen plenty of people like David Benavidez in the amateurs sparring. So I don't think that's gonna be a problem. So, but you know, but but yeah, I'm excited for this fight. This is one fight I'm excited in the Regis and Devin fight. I'm excited for. So let the best man win. But I think they underestimated Demetrius Andrade, and maybe rightfully so. Inactivity been off. Last performance I heard, wasn't that good versus Desmond Nicholson. And his sake, now he got some activity going. I think for his sake, is the best thing that happen is that he fight up and down to his competition. I think for his sake, that's the best thing that that can happen for him. So I think that's the best thing that can happen for him. But yeah, this would be good. Would I be surprised if David Benavidez blew through Would I be surprised if David Benavidez blew through blew through Demetrius Andrade? Absolutely not. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, if David just spanked him, I wouldn't be surprised. And then people gonna move the bar back. Andrade was never that good, and would I be surprised if David Benavidez that Demetrius Andrade put a masterful class performance on? No, I wouldn't be surprised. Nope. They both really good fighters, but they both got to prove themselves. And it's funny, Demetrius Andrade, 35 years old, still got to prove himself because he made a bunch of bad business decisions in boxing. After having one of the hottest buzzes on ESPN Friday Night Fights, you can probably call him Mr. ESPN Friday Night Fights. He did nothing with that momentum, but took bad business advice and made bad business moves. That's all he did his whole career. So I think they looking at it from a way, well, he's smaller, moving up, coming up. Well, you got to remember too, dude. But a lot of these dudes, just because they moving up in weight, don't mean they as small as you think they is. Especially when you've been hanging at a weight for too long. A lot of these dudes just bigger guys that suck down to get down. And then when they come up, all of a sudden they bigger and stronger now. They at their natural weight class. So it ain't like, oh man, a smaller guy coming up and we're gonna. Sometimes these dudes is bigger than what you think. So especially in today's day and age with the technology. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.